Hello everybody, it's Sarah and today I want to share with you all the series that I have finished. I won't say anything more for an introduction because this video is going to be long enough as it is because I have a lot of series. So let's dive just into it. I'm going to try to do this in an alphabetical order by author names. The first series I have is the Riley Jensen series by Kerry Arthur, which consists of 9 books. It is an adult paranormal series with some science fiction elements. It's set in the future, I believe. The second series I have is the Spook Squad series, also by Kerry Arthur, but I'm not actually sure if this is finished. It ends at quite a cliffhanger, but it's been like 6 years since I read this series and there hasn't been a new book out, and I don't have any information if there ever will be one, so I'll count it as a finished series. This is also an adult paranormal series with some science fiction elements, although there are quite a few more elements than in the Riley Jensen series. Next is my all-time favorite author, of course, Anne Bishop, and the first series I have read by her is the Lane Trilogy. This is an adult high fantasy series and it's Anne Bishop's first published trilogy. The next series I have read by Anne Bishop is the Ephemera series, which is 3 novels, which could be counted kind of as companion novels, but you definitely should read them in order. It's also a high fantasy series, but this is definitely darker than the Lane Trilogy. The last finished series I have by Anne Bishop is of course the Black Jewel series, which consists of the original trilogy and then there are 6 follow-up / spin-off novels. I would really like to summarize this series for you, but to be honest, it is way too complicated. Just know that it's my favorite series and I just love it and it's so great and you all should go and pick it up. The next trilogy is the Black Magicians Trilogy by Trudy Kenna. This is also a high fantasy series, although I'm not really sure if you would classify it as YA or as adult. Next I have the Crucial Start Trilogy by Jacqueline Carey. This is also an adult high fantasy series. Do you notice a trend? I think I do. Next, I have another one of my all-time favorite authors, and that is Cassandra Clare. The first series I have read by her is of course The Mortal Instruments. This is a young adult paranormal fantasy series. I of course have also finished Cassandra Clare's other completed series, The Infernal Devices. The next series that I have for you is the Hydran Chronicles by Jennifer Fallon. This was one of the first high fantasy series that I have ever read. It's an adult high fantasy series. Although I feel that especially with high fantasy, if there's not really that much sex, the line between YA and adult high fantasy isn't always that clear. Next is another series by Jennifer Fallon, and that is the Demon Child Trilogy, which takes place in the same world as the Hydran Chronicles. I read a lot of trilogies and series by Jennifer Fallon, so here's the third one. This is the Second Sons Trilogy. This is also a high fantasy series. Now is the last series I have read by Jennifer Fallon, and that is the Tide Lord series, which consists of 4 books. The next series I have is the Rhiannon's Ride Trilogy by Kate Forsyth. It's a basic high fantasy series that I really enjoyed. Another one of my all-time favorite series is the Ink Cart Trilogy by Cornelia Funke. This is a middle grade paranormal fantasy series. It's basically a middle grade series with some fantasy elements. Next I also have a series by a German author, and that is the Ruby Red Trilogy. The next series I read is the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, which consists of 7 books and it's a middle grade fantasy series and I still love it. The next series I have here is the Seven Water series by Juliette Marillier. The first one is a retelling of an old Irish folk tale and they are just really great historical novels with some fantasy elements mixed into them. The next series is the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. This series is a YA science fiction series, and each book is a retelling of a different fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. I would really like to know if anyone thought that this series wouldn't be on my list, but of course I read the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer as well. Next I have the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series by Rick Riordan. This is a middle grade fantasy series, also by Rick Riordan. I read the Heroes of Olympus. It's not middle grade but YA, but I also really enjoyed it. I have a review of Percy Jackson as well as this series on my channel, and I'll leave the links to both of them down in the description box. Next is one of my all-time favorite authors, and that is Brandon Sanderson with the Mistborn Trilogy. This is an adult high fantasy series. We are almost at the end, almost. The next series is the Bartimaeus Trilogy. I would say it's a YA fantasy series. Well, it's down to the last 3 series, who are all by the same author, and that is Licia Troisi. And the first of the series is the Chronicles of the Emerged World. I have a review of the series up on my channel. It is a high fantasy series. The next series I have by her is set in the same world, and that is The Wars of the Emerged World. And the last trilogy by her, again set in the same world, is The Legends of the Emerged World. So that was it. These were not all the series I have finished. For example, I have read the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. I have also read the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. But those are the series that I have here with me in my flat. And so I can kind of see that I have read them. All of the other series are either at my mom's place or I have gotten rid of them altogether because I didn't enjoy them or I don't enjoy them anymore. So tell me if you have read any of the series. Tell me if you're interested in some more information on one of the series. I decided against summarizing the series because those are enough just on their own, just with telling you the names. So if you are interested in any of the series, tell me in the comments down below and I will gladly tell you more about that series. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how many series those were right now. Maybe I'll just put the number right here. But with that said, I really hope you enjoyed this video and I hope I'll see you guys soon. Kiss kiss!